Okay, evening, everybody. This is the Balloon Bandit Amusement with a Twist. This is my favorite season, and as you can see, we have our Halloween decorations going on in our webcam here. We're gonna make a witch's hat. As you saw, my last video was for a cowboy hat, so I was like, well, let's continue on with making hats today. So we're going to make a quick one. I grabbed quite a few balloons because I honestly couldn't tell you how many it's going to take. This is going to be my first time creating it. I have an idea in my head, and we'll play it as we go. Okay, here we go. We're going to blow up the first balloon. We're going to go to about 7-10 inches or fingers for our nipple. I always like the 7 to 10 fingers for the nipple. It always gives you a lot of play with the balloon. And then just squeeze it down. Don't be afraid to pop that thing. You know, some balloons will pop, but if it pops, that just means it had a defect before you got started. And that's one way of making sure that your balloon's gonna last. Okay. The object that we're gonna do is something like what I do with my cars and my figure eights and stuff. Is we're gonna go hand bubble, ear twist, hand bubble, ear twist, hand bubble, ear twist, and we're gonna make like a halo type effect for our base. So stay with me. We're just gonna do hand bubble, ear twist, hand bubble, ear twist. We'll approximately need 6, 7, 8, depending on the size of the head for this. So we'll just keep going. If we create too many, we can always take it back off. You see that? I had a witch's hat on there for a second. Okay. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna go one more here. And the more you do this, as you can see, my bubble has run out, so I'd say go more 10 finger bubble, if not 11 finger bubble for this one, because it's just gonna make it so hard. Okay, just like in the crowns and stuff, basically that's what we've created is a base for like a crown. Gotta go bigger because my head won't fit in that. So I'm gonna make another bubble and another bubble. And as you can see, it's getting tighter, so we're going to release some of this air. For those who don't know how to pop a balloon, you're just basically going to squeeze a bubble out on the end. You want to make sure that you've twisted off the end or are able to control the air when you release it. And you're just going to take your fingernail and just rip right off the end. And as you can hear, I just released the air. You can tie it off and shrink it back down however much you want. So we're going to make a hand-sized bubble with the remainder of that. Yeah, just by snapping on the balloon, it rips right apart. Most people are like, did you see that? How he snapped it off like that? Once the balloon is blown up, it makes it a lot easier to do that, honestly. Okay. And as we said in the last video, I can't blow it up by mouth, so I'm having to use the pumps today. We're gonna create about 2, 3 of these balloons right now. We want to go about, like I said, about 5, 7 fingers off the end. So let me create another one here, because we're gonna make now what is the peak of the witch's hat. So I'm pretty sure there's a different way you can do this. You could probably go hand bubble, ear twist, then create your long stem, make an ear twist at the top, come back down, ear twist, go over, and continue as one balloon until you need to create the next one. But in this video, since like I said, this is my first time doing this, I didn't think that far ahead. So we're gonna start with an ear twist, and we're gonna connect it to between our 2 open ends here, since I don't have an ear twist already. So that ear twist will finish our halo. and you're like, it doesn't look right at the moment. Nothing ever looks right until it's finished. Okay, the object is, for this part, is to figure out how high you want your witch's hat to be. If you're going to have it bend over like a Santa hat or something in the end, that's up to you. But the main thing we're going to go is we're going to figure out, okay, I want my hat to be probably about 2 open hands in height for mine. Again, you choose what you want. No specific height requirements on how tall your witch's hat is. Okay, and in order to keep mine as even as possible, I hold it next to it and I twist my bubble. Then I'm going to connect it to any one of the other ear twists. It doesn't have to be straight across. It doesn't have to be up, down, left, right. But you're just going to wrap it right around one of the ear twists. I'm going to snap this off, but I'm keeping it because I'm going to use it as one of the other pieces. And again, like I said, if I had thought this out, I wouldn't have had to snap it off. I could have just went hand size bubble, ear twist, big bubble, ear twist, long bubble, ear twist, hand size bubble, and that would have probably been one balloon. And you would have had to repeat that approximately 1, 2, probably 3 times total to create the witch's hat per se with the crown. Okay, so let me continue on here. And again, my son's not around today. He's out playing in the park, having fun. It's a beautiful day here in Florida. We're hoping that it gets a little cooler for Halloween, but we would love to keep the nice weather we got going on for sure. We're in the lovely 85 degrees out here in what is October, where our coldest month starts. We are out of the hurricane seasons, and this year we did not have any major reports of hurricanes, thank God. Every year that a hurricane comes, it's like you have to plan ahead. There's so many things that can happen. Okay, we're going to take our next balloon, and again, we're just going to connect it to an ear twist, run it up, and then bring it right back down. Since I'm doing it this way, I'm going to have to pop it off. And repeat. So, as you can see, we have something coming together that looks something close to what we want. Squeeze your balloons down to get more play out of them so that they're not like stiff. When you give children balloons, before giving them balloons that are overinflated, especially if you're putting them on or around their face, what happens is, if you live like in a state like we do here in Florida, it has a tendency to pop because the heat will expand the balloon, and you don't want that to happen when the kid is wearing it, because you don't want to cause harm to nobody. So always squeeze your balloons down, give extra room if you have to make sure that, oh, I should have kept that one. I had one extra piece and I wasn't sure if I was going to need it or not. We'll put it back up. I do not like to reinflate balloons that I've deflated. I don't keep the scraps like most people would and create stuff with them. I just think it makes the plastics so weak by reinflating. So you'll see some people do it, some people don't. Again, it's a personal preference. It's not like a mandated thing for anybody to do any whatever way they want. But since I deal with kids and I don't want it to pop, I always use a brand new balloon when I'm giving it to people. Even if I do make a mistake and I pop it off too soon or something, I won't inflate it if I'm giving it to somebody. But as this is a demo, I did inflate that again. Okay, here we go. We're going to inflate another black one. And again, we're going to go about the 7-10 fingers. And we're going to tie it onto the ear twist. Okay, and bring this one one back up, just like all the others. As you can see, I've been positioning it so that it was straight across when I bring it up and then pull it. That way the design actually pulls itself up versus some up, some down, some left, right. You know, I want them all to be equal. This would also be a way, like if you were doing like a dress for a princess or something. I have a design that's something like this, except for I make a piece in the middle to hold it all together. This is going to be where they put their head, so that piece is not there. Okay, let's take it around the ear twist and bring it back down, squeeze it out, give it a little softness to it. And around the last ear twist. Okay. Now, positioning my bubbles here, should have what looks something like a ball cap, ski cap, or whatever. You could probably do it with a lot less of these, so it doesn't look so overly round and more peaky. So you would actually go like 2 hand size bubble, ear twist, 2 hand size bubble, ear twist, 2 hand size bubble, ear twist, and that would still again encompass what we're trying to accomplish here. And like I said, this is a first attempt at this, so it wasn't supposed to be perfect in any way, shape, or form. We're going to make a small bubble right here, and we're going to add an ear twist. And then, since a witch's hat has a round brim on it, we're going to go out. We're going to go about the length of 2 hand-sized bubbles and 3 ear twists, and we're going to create an ear twist. And I'm going to make another small bubble, and this small bubble is going to attach to the second ear twist over from the one that you connected to originally. And we're just going to repeat that. We're going to blow up balloons, repeat, until we get the brim of the hat. And I'm going to have to get more balloons because I used everything I had except for a red one. So my balloon's going to be a little multicolor here. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll just continue with the colors I have. So it's not going to be like all great, grand, and beautiful, but it's the design that we're going for. Okay. Just like with a fireman hat or something, you just make your brim on the outside. As you can see, we got it rounded. We just tie onto one of the ear twists and continue on. And again, we're going to go the length of about 2 ear twists with a little pocket in it and create our ear twist. Okay, then we're going to go a small bubble. Then we're going to connect it to our second from our original. Okay. This is something that people do. I'm going to do this. Basically, I've softened this balloon down, and I'm going to lay it on the bubble, and I'm going to twist it so I have a little extension, and now I'm back up to the ear twist that I was just at. That's so I didn't have to pop the balloon and make a new one. You can do it any which way that makes you feel comfortable, but by squeezing it down, twisting it, it gives you that little extra rubber band effect, so that you can bridge the gap. Okay, again, just enough with a little gap between it. Spin it, ear twist, small bubble. You don't want it to be too big, depending on how far out you want your brim, I guess. But connect it to the second ear twist from the last, and I'm going to break it off. Wasn't enough balloon to make anything more out of that. Okay, looking good. You can expand on this if you want your brim to go wider. You can pull this ear twist down here, put another ear twist on there and a small bubble, and go out another rim, depending on how far out you want. It's like making a wheel around the outside. Just keep going around and around as far out as you want it to go. The sky is the limit, they say. As long as you have an imagination, you can create anything. Okay, so we have come down to our last bubble in our hat here. Like I said, since this is the first attempt, it came out okay, but it wasn't quite what I had envisioned. So we're gonna pop some bubbles here in a second. Make a nice little bubble here, turn it, and twist it on here. Okay. And again, just like with the cowboy hat, if you want to give it some bending effect, up, down, left, right, you can do that too. You can turn it up and see you can see it's like a fireman's hat now. You can put a little bubble here in the front if you want. That's basically what it looks like to me as a fireman's hat. But now that we've done that and it looks like a fireman's hat, we want it to look more like a witch's hat. So I'm gonna pop every other bubble here and see if we can't get more of a peak. I got a little too many bubbles trying to push up in here. My scissors. When popping bubbles in between stuff, if you twisted it enough times around, it will not uninflate the ones next to it. If you did not, I don't recommend doing this unless you tie it off each end. But since I've already done that, you know, I spun it around enough times, none of the air is going to come out. We're just gotta love it when you pop stuff here. Okay, so that was one. I'm going to take out this one. Two. We're going to take out this one. Three. And we're going to take out this one right here. Four. Okay, so basically we're back to four now. And that'll work for this design, I guess. We're going to move all our ear twists to the inside of the balloon. That way it forces the balloon to spin in an outerly direction versus just be there. We want to make it go like circly. So by putting an ear twist on the inside, it makes a space between the balloons that it forces them all in an outward direction. That's what's nice about ear twist, is if you need to make it bend in a certain direction, you put the ear twist on the opposite side of the direction you want it to go. Okay? One last ear twist to position. Okay. For your ear twist, positions, check the balloon. Okay. Any extra balloons you have, if you're giving this to a kid, it's better to tie them off and clip them free. I always find myself doing that. I even cut nipples and nozzles free, you know, if they're not in use. If a kid comes up to me and says, "Can you fix my balloon because it popped?" Basically, I just cut the piece that broke off free, and if I have to recreate just that piece and tie it back on, sometimes I just cut it free and then hand it back to the kid. Reason for that is I collect all the little bits and pieces, so if by chance it does break free of the balloon, someone doesn't pick it up and choke on it. Like I said, I do this for kids' parties and entertainment, and safety first. Okay? So, with that said, I am liking this design a little better. For my top part, my rim is still having a few issues, but they're manageable. Okay, with that said, we have our witch's hat, and you can position it any which way on their head as you want. And like I said, if you want, you can bring the rim out even further. If you want, you can put like something from the top spiraling down around the outsides. I've seen witches hats that had like stars and stuff. If you wanted to go and get like a white balloon and a black marker and create stars on it, you could do that. You could even do it with a red balloon with like a gold marker and make sparkly stars, or a yellow marker and on the black one just draw little stars and give it a little more effect. But that's up to you. I don't use pins anymore or markers when I'm doing balloons. I've had too many kids who like to draw on themselves, so I do not carry markers for faces anymore. If the parents want to draw the face on it, I will borrow their marker to draw one, but if they don't have a marker, I don't do it anymore. It's just because kids like to draw on walls, and if you're at a party and they're drawing on walls because they got a hold of your marker, it's all on you. Okay, so stay safe, enjoy, and I hope you like my tutorial on my witch's hat, my first attempt, like I said. So next time, it'd be, see how I took that out? So next time it would be a double hand size bubble, ear twist, long bubble. Come back down, ear twist, double hand bubble, and it connects to itself. So you would create two of those with spacers in between for creating your outer rim area, and that would create this whole thing. So make sure you understood what I just said. Long bubble, ear twist, double hand size bubble, ear twist, long bubble, wrap it around the ear twist, finished. Repeat 2 times because you have 4 tiers. Take a little extra to gap the between distance. Small bubble, ear twist, double gap, ear twist, double gap, ear twist, and voila, that would be the witch's hat on a more simpler design versus the one we just created. And again, like I said, that was a first attempt, so it came out pretty good. And you guys got to see what the fireman's hat in the process that I created. So it's a witch's hat, fireman's hat. And have a great day from Amusement with a Twist Orlando. Hoping to see you tomorrow as we learn how to twist all kinds of wonderful things. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say as we begin to do this. Okay? Take care. See you tomorrow. And my son should be here when we go live at noon Eastern Standard Time. And we'll run it until people just don't seem to be interested at the time. Okay, so it could be 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. We can go 8 hours straight if you guys want to stick around. Okay? Have fun. Take care. See you then.